We have got some youths who normally take or use this kind of drugs. I know if in case you've come across any of them.
Yeah.
And
so if we get these youths and they are ready to transform, we are going to admit them at Ziba Pengo, and then we are going to mentor them separately first before we join them with the others. After now they have accepted, they want to transform their lives, then we empower them. Yeah, we do empowerment to them.
Welcome to Chembo Media. This is the Beyond the Cause show. I'll be your host, Peter Chin. This is a show that looks deeper into the impact of organizations as well as the cause they represent. Today is going to be a special day as we'll be discussing a vital topic known as behavior change communication. But before then, allow me to introduce for you our guest and expert who are going to take us through this topic. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, at least you can tell us your name, then we proceed from there. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Peter. My name's Mercy Lago. I'm the operations manager at Ziba Pengo Initiative.
Thank you so much, Mercy, for taking your time to join us in this our show. Okay, kindly just tell us more about this your organization known as Ziba Pengo Initiative.
So Ziba Pengo Initiative is a non-profit making organization that is empowering the vulnerable people in the community. So by vulnerable, we mean maybe those who are having various challenges in terms of getting information and also when it comes to food security.
You mentioned there that it is non-profitable. How do you normally benefit from this your organization?
So we say when you're doing something with passion, then you don't even need to think about getting something out of it, because if you give someone information, then that's enough. We say information most of the time is power. So we believe that whatever information that we give to people, even if it is not giving something in return to us, but at the end of the day, our hearts will be happy because we will have touched a lot of lives outside there. Yeah, and
Wonderful.
Then there are just various activities that we do. We'll talk about them later. That is also trying to generate a little income for the organization.
We were talking about something called behavior change communication. How do you understand this term, behavior change communication?
Yes, so these are communication strategies that we use to relay information to the youths and also caregivers and the elderly in the community. By doing this, we want them to have the healthy living. So we want a community where people live healthy living, and then we develop trust amongst ourselves.
What is the goal of this Ziba Pengo initiative towards the behavior change communication?
Our major goal as Ziba Pengo is to ensure the community is safe for everybody, since most of the youths or teenagers are always seen as people who can cause maybe chaos in the community. So by doing this Ziba Pengo, we want a community where people will trust all the age groups around. If you meet even a youth somewhere at the dark at night, you won't fear that maybe the unthinkable might happen to you. But it's a community where people will live safe. People will always live without panic, and people are going to trust each other around.
Yes, Mercy, you can kindly or briefly highlight for us the importance of behavior change communication at Ziba Pengo Initiative.
Yes, so we have quite a number of importance of behavior change communication in our organization. Number one, like I said before, communication is key. So we give these people information that is going to help them know how to relate or live with others in the community. Number two, we are going to have a community where the teenagers and the youths live with respect, so they respect one another and also respect the elderly in the community. And then another one, in terms of our caregivers, so the caregivers are those people who are living with these teenagers and also with the youths. So with this, we are going to sensitize them in order for them to know how to live with these people when it's now the time the behaviors in them are going to start developing and maybe changing, because you see, when someone is growing, then they tend to develop some behaviors of which to them they might see it's a normal behavior, but to me as a caretaker, I see it as a disadvantage to the community or to the person, him or herself. So it is going to help them to also know how to relate with these people, and it will also give us an easy time as an organization to know how to mitigate some of these the negative challenges that these people are trying to develop when they are growing up.
What are some of the materials or tools you use or that your organization use to ensure that it is successful?
So most of the time we deal with the youths, and we also deal with the teenagers, and you can trust these people. Sometimes it's not that easy to deal with them. So we have quite a number of tools here that we use to ensure their behaviors are always healthy most of the time. So number one, we engage them into mentorship programs where we bring them together, select topics to talk about, or we give them that leeway of selecting topics they want us to discuss. Then we sit with them down, we discuss the topics, we put them in groups, they discuss, then they are now able to do the presentation of the outcomes from their various groups. And then another one, we also engage them in modern gardening. So by doing modern gardening at Ziba Pengo specifically, we are measuring into sack and container gardening. This is because we are also trying to clean the community around us. So they collect the used sacks or maybe the broken or used plastics. Then we come and use them to make modern gardens. So we engage them in doing that. By doing that, they also get to learn one or two, three things in agriculture. Currently, we are also in seed propagation where they come here, help us to do the same. So you find that when doing all these activities, we engage them a lot. We use their brains, they also use energy. So that means when they get back home, they don't have time for other activities. They just go there, take a shower, then relax for the next day's activities. So those are some of the tools that we use. Again, also, currently we are trying to nurture them so that at least they can also take part in mentoring other youths or maybe other teenagers outside there. Because I believe if my fellow youth or my fellow teenager come tell me something, then it might be out of experience, so it means they are going to grab them much more easier and faster compared to if I were the person relaying the information to them.
Good, thank you for that good information. You mentioned quite activities there. You say that you nurture them, at the same time they do collect garbages, but all this requires a source of fund. How do you normally carry out that activities? Yes.
So currently we measure mostly in the schools around us, or maybe if it's garbage collection, we go to the construction site around us, so that at least we don't spend much in terms of transportation. But at times when now we need to travel and maybe go do mentorship to a further school or maybe an institution that is far from where we are, then we don't go with all of them. We select a few that we can manage to take to that place.
Are there beneficiaries to this your project?
Yeah, currently we have 130 beneficiaries who we are directly working with. Some of these beneficiaries are still going, and we also have some of them who just completed their Form 4 and are now waiting to join universities and colleges.
Okay, you've talked about the quite a number of beneficiaries, that is 130. You mentioned that there are some school going and others are waiting to do what? To join universities. Are you the one paying for them school fee, or how do you do it?
So we currently are not in a position to pay for them school fees, but anytime we get something small, we always do support them, maybe in terms of getting them small shopping, or maybe getting them school attires like school shoes, or even uniform.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, just to ask you, Mercy, is this a standalone program in your organization, or you are working with other organizations with the same program?
Yes, so we are working with various organizations who always give us support anytime we need their hand. So various organizations are there to hold our hands in terms of maybe when it comes to mentorship programs, when it comes to maybe various activities. Like last year we had a cycling for a cause event. A lot of people came to hold our hand and to also ensure the event was a success. So generally I can say there are people out there who are trying to hold our hands, who are trying to at least, who are seeing the impact of whatever Ziba Pengo is doing in the community, and they feel like, let us hold hands so that at least we can even reach out to more people in our community and even outside our community or outside Kadibo sub-county.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. But we want to see some of the challenges. But before then, kindly highlight for us the importance of this your organization called Ziba Pengo Initiatives.
Yeah, so Ziba Pengo initiative, I can say it's very important in today's generation, or maybe in the community, since we do a number of activities that are beneficial to the community. Like I said, our main focus are on the children, on the youths, and also on the teenagers. So apart from that, these people, they come from households, and in those households they have their caregivers. Some of them stay with their grandparents. So for the caregivers, we thought of doing economic strengthening to them, where we go there, we train them. We also go there, we install to them modern gardens so that at least food security can always be around. For those who are having small businesses, we always engage them in entrepreneurship skill training, where we believe if we train them on how to manage and run their business well, then there will be growth stage, and that will enable them to feed their families and also be able to pay their school fees. Another thing that we are looking forward into doing is at least appreciating the community in a kind way, like doing a care pack distribution that we are maybe thinking of doing it around August, where we are going to map the people that we want to work with, like elderly and also the vulnerable persons in our community. Again, we do mentorship program, where our mentorship program, we do in-school mentorship program and also off-school mentorship program. By in-school, we mean maybe a number of schools will reach out so that at least Ziba Pengo can go and mentor their learners in school. And then out of school now, when our teenagers or our beneficiaries are out of school, we always engage them. We always have at least 2 mentorship programs for them before they go back to school. Another thing that Ziba Pengo is doing, that we are going to roll next month, early next month, we want to at least food security to be there in the public primary schools, because something that we've noticed since we started having conversation with some of the few head teachers around, they have challenge in feeding children. Mostly those children were coming from the vulnerable community. So we thought of, why don't we take our project of the modern sack garden to the schools, and then at least have a kitchen garden around that can be able to now feed everybody, so that at least when those who are able to pay the lunch program pay, then the school can use that amount to purchase maize flour or purchase any other thing that they cannot find in the gardens. Again, we are thinking of also introducing poultry farming in school, so that at least our children are able to get balanced diet at the end of the day. So those are some of the few activities or projects that Ziba Pengo is doing in the community. And then also we engage in seedling propagation, where currently we have onions, we have spinach, we have capsicum, we have sukuma wiki, and then we also have fruits like the purple passion and also pawpaw. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. But if I'm not wrong, your main focus is on youths and teenage. what of these elder people? How do you help them? Because we can also say at times they are also vulnerable. How do you normally take care of them?
Yeah, so at times you see these elderly people, they lack company.
Yeah.
So sometimes we just go there with our few beneficiaries who are now out of school. That means they are done with their KCSE exams and now awaiting joining colleges and schools. We just go there, story with these elderly people, help them do cleaning, and then also install a kitchen garden for them, because we believe if they go there to do watering, then that's an exercise, and then the activity will also keep them busy, keep them engaged, and that will now avoid them from thinking about so many things. So maybe their breadwinner passed and now they feel like they are not useful in the community. So once we set up an activity for them, then this one will keep them busy most of the time, and then will not make them think so much about things that are happening around. And then also something that again we want to do for them is the care pack distribution. So we want to try as an organization, can we do quarterly, so that at least after every 3 months we go visit them with something small that can sustain them for a small period of time. And then also for the caregivers, we are going to do the same for them.
Thank you so much. At least now the elder people are now smiling wherever they are, that you've not ignored them. Thank you for that. Now that we've talked about the importance, kindly now highlight for us the challenges and how do you solve them? Yes.
Yeah. So we said there is no good thing that maybe might miss to have a negative impact.
Yes.
So like now for us, Ziba Pengo, we have various challenges that we are trying to mitigate. Like before I said, we are non-profit making organization. So it means everything we do it with passion, and at times we get funds from our own pockets. So currently, the main challenge that we have is access to finances. So with access to finances, now that we've introduced seed propagation, we are now selling the seedlings to the community, and then through that now we are able to generate a few coin to run the organization, to make sure maybe we have transport to go and do mentorship programs. At least maybe if some of our beneficiaries are sent out of school, then we at least we can chip in a small amount and support their parents in maybe paying their school fees, and then also maybe seeing to it what now for our Form 4s as they wait for to join universities. Can we take them to computer studies? Can we take them to some of these small courses, so that at least they can get they can be wiser when they get up there. So another thing that we are doing as Ziba Pengo to help us at least mitigate the challenge of finances, we are a group of trainers, we are a group of mentors. So we look for jobs. Anytime maybe we are privileged to get some of these jobs, then a certain percentage will go towards the organization, so that at least we can sustain our organization at the end of the day. Challenge number 2 that we have when it comes to the parents. So at times your parents might shy away from maybe registering their children to the organization, because some of these people, they believe once you register their children, then there are some benefits that these children need to get. Some of them don't even believe in the information that these people are getting from here, the mentorship programs. They want the monetary support that maybe the organization cannot afford as at now. Another thing is maybe you find out that there's a conflict between the teenager the beneficiary with the parent. So at times solving some of these issues is not easy. Not unless you get wisdom from above, then you will be able to solve some of them. So what we always do, we sit them down, then now we hear stories from both ends, so that at least at the end of the day, we can come up with a solution that is going to be beneficial to both the caregiver and also our teenagers. Another challenge these people kufanya nao kazi si rahisi sana. So again here you need to be wise, because sometimes you'll tell them to move left but they will go right. Sometimes you tell them to stand, they will march forward. So working with this group of people is not easy, because remember, this is a growth stage. They are growing. Some of them are now they want to know some of these things. They are trying them out. So unajua ukijaribu kitu for the first time, then unaweza teleza. So hii ndio kitu yenye hawajui. So wanafikirianga ukimwambia don't go this direction, then ni kama wewe unamkatizia sherehe. So ukimwambia don't do this, naona ni kama why should I not do this? Let me just try and see the outcome. And at times you try and then outcome inakuwa mbaya. You start regretting, you start staying lonely, you start thinking of why should I just die and leave this world. So ndio tunawaambianga, before now you start regretting, why don't you tufungue masikio, tusikize vitu zenye tunaambiwa, then we put them into practice for us now to be able to live longer and also to be people in the society. Like tunajua tu si wote. If you are a nobody in the society, then no one will care about you. But once at least you can get your 20 shillings or 10 shillings, then the community will now have some little respect for you. Yeah.
Oh, good. You've talked about the challenges, but the one I'm just gonna ask you here is about this parent being shy away from giving you this student. How do you normally convince these parents? Because you have to convince them for them to grant permission to their children. Because siku hizi huwezi jua, kuna venye watu kuja na different ideas. Maybe they just want to benefit from these children but not helping them. How do you normally convince such a kind of a parent?
So number one, at times it's not hard to convince them, because once a child comes around na apate wenzake wako mahali wanafanya kitu, then they begin to show interest. They also want to be involved. Like last year when we were having a number of activities, these kids were here practicing various dances. Some of them were drawing, because they really want to showcase their talents at the end of the day. So unakuta tu watoto sasa wanakuja wengine wanakuambia mimi nimeona tu watu wanakuja, nimekuja, I'm good at dancing, I'm good at doing this, I'm a model, I'm what. So unajua tuwezi fukuza watoto. So what we tell them, go back home, talk to your parent, tell them what Ziba Pengo does. If they accept, come back tomorrow for a consent form. Let them sign that consent form to allow us now work with you fully. But if they won't accept, then we can organize a meeting with them, explain to them further what Ziba Pengo does and why we want to engage you at Ziba Pengo, and why you as a child you show interest of involving yourself at Ziba Pengo activities. Then unakuta sasa hapo inakuwa kidogo rahisi juu wazazi wengine hata sasa new parents are calling. My daughter, my son told me about this. How can we go about it? How can I register them to the initiative so that at least some of them hata wanakuja wanasema tu, I just want my child to come and join that group, because I feel like when they are at home they are very lonely, and then some of this information were in our past. But now for those parents who are rigid, we again don't force them or force their children to join the initiative, but now they will develop interest slowly by slowly. Then unakuta tu kuna tu siku mzazi anasema, now I want my child to, I'm free now, just let my child join the initiative and walk the journey with the other fellow teenagers and youths.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, we are talking about these teenagers or youths. We have got some youths who normally take or use this kind of drugs. I know if in case you've come across any, any of them.
Yeah.
And how do you normally help them? Because they can affect even each other. Okay. Za zingine tunapata ya kwamba kuna wengine watumii drugs. So being that wamekuja wote pamoja. So kuna wengine lazima tu wasambazie wenzake, si ndio? So how do you normally solve that?
So, the main aim currently is to change the community.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to live in the community where we always hear of news like it's 7 p.m. and people are being attacked outside here. And those who are attacking these people are youths. They are small kids who are still going to schools. So it's very sad and very unfortunate ukisikia mtoto wa fulani ameshikwa kwa sababu alifanya hii na hii na hii.
Yeah.
So if we get these youths and they are ready to transform, we are going to admit them at Ziba Pengo, and then we are going to mentor them separately first before we join them with the others. So at Ziba Pengo, our slogan is healthy behaviors. We are promoting healthy behaviors amongst the teenagers and adolescents. We don't want them to come here and then now bring their misbehaviors to our children or our beneficiaries who we currently have. So we are going to talk to them. We are going to transform them so that at least they can accept that now I want to change, I want to follow this path. I want to leave everything that I used to do behind me and start doing what I'm doing. And amazingly, we are really working well with them. Mm-hmm. They have transformed enyewe, wamekuwa watu, and they can also mentor other fellow youths to also at least drop whatever they are doing and then join the initiative and be able to live healthy life without any fear in them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. You've talked about mentoring. Okay, through kiboko ama kuna wengine watakogopa, nikienda huko nitachapwa. How do you connect them with serikali ama kuna venye unaofanya hivyo?
No, so currently kiboko is a no. After the government wanasema watoto wasichapwe shule.
Yeah.
So we can't beat them. Hatuwezi wachapa. Number 1 is compassion. Like I want to put myself in his or her shoes and know why they chose that direction. So once nimeweka pale and then I give them a listening here, because maybe the community will say all the bad things about them, but there is something that maybe might have triggered them to follow that direction. So we will just sit with them down. Then we say, today we want to talk about the reason why you chose this path. So atakaa chini atakwambia dada nilifanya hivi kwa sababu ya 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Then you don't judge. So the biggest mistake we do is judging them. Yeah, before listening to their side of story. And then number 2 now, acceptance. We will talk to them. Then tunawaambia, yes, you used to do this. Are you accepting to change? Ama you still want to follow that path? Then you give them time to think about it, because it's not easy. Unajua kama umeshakuwa addict, si rahisi.
Kuiacha si rahisi.
So it will take time. So utampatia time to internalize, have a meeting with themselves, and then see whether they want to follow the other direction, watoke kwa hii direction nyingine. In that line, hatuwaachi ati sasa nimekuacha, go think about it. I will keep engaging him or her in the activities that we do. Kama tunaenda kupanda mboga mahali, I will go with them. If I want to get sacks from this construction site, I will send them to go there and get the sacks. If I want to do this, I will always engage them. And then now number 3, after now they have accepted, they want to transform their lives, then we empower them.
Wow.
Yeah, we do empowerment to them, where we now sit down with them, because now this is a transformed person who is ready to start a new journey of life. We now sit down with them, talk about something that we can do that is going to be of beneficial to the community, and then maybe give them an assignment of now kuanza kufish tena watu wengine wenye anaona wako kama yeye, and they can change. Some of them we've even taken them to some of these entrepreneurship trainings, and wamepata hata pesa ya kuanzisha biashara, and that's a plus. Even the parents are now becoming happy, because unaona ni kama mtoto wako alishapotea, but now they are coming back to you, like your prodigal son is now marching back home. So hiyo ndio kitu yenye tunafanya kama Ziba Pengo. Hatutaki kubagua.
Hambagui.
Hatubagui.
That's good at least. Yes, Mercy, being that we are almost ending, or we are ending the show. But before we end it, kindly just let these people know, or these youths, how can they access you? How can they know that you are existing? Because I'm sure not all knows about this your initiative. Sindio?
Yeah. Yes, so to reach Ziba Pengo, you can call our office line 07 14 14 6940 or 07 12 9379 00. You can as well follow us on Facebook at Ziba Pengo Initiative, LinkedIn at Ziba Pengo Initiative. Currently, we are still working into getting our X active, and also Instagram and TikTok. So we are still in those two: Ziba Pengo Initiative Facebook, Ziba Pengo Initiative LinkedIn, and then you can also send us email at zibapengo@gmail.com. And then we are located at Rabwar, next to Rabwar SEK Church, Kobura Ward, Kadibo Sub-County, but our activities, we do them everywhere in Kenya. So upon request, we can come to your place.
Good. The meeting daily, or the specific date for meeting?
So we work every day, 5 days a week, from 9 to 5 p.m. So you can just reach us out, then we will be able to be of support to you. Currently, our Form 4 candidates are doing training and entrepreneurship, and then also the VSLA methodology, so that at least when we go to them with them at the field, then they are able to at least train some of these sessions. And then we were also privileged to have our partners enroll some of them in computer studies, and also one is going to start attending the baking classes. So we are still calling upon more partners to come, hold our hands, and help us spread this good news that Ziba Pengo is doing out here.
Thank you so much. But let them know in case there is any requirement. You know, in Kenya, lazima kila mahali lazima uko na requirement. Maybe they must be having 500 shillings or whatever. Like, kindly let them know the kind of requirement in case there is.
Yeah, so at Ziba Pengo, we still don't have much charges, but we will just request the community to purchase from us the vegetable seedlings and also the fruit seedlings, so that at least we can sustain and take care of our people. And then also for the sack gardening, if you need installation, then you can just reach us out through our phone numbers, or maybe you can email us, so that at least we can talk and also share quotation for the same.
Yes, we now end this show. We can talk about Mercy, kindly, being that this initiative is all about non-profitable. It is based on non-profitable initiative. So what can you say to the well-wishers? Maybe somebody is listening to you there, somebody is watching you there. What can you say to them?
Yes, so for the well-wishers, or maybe for the listeners of Chembo Media, we would wish to request that if you want to support our initiative, like currently we want to ensure there's food security in schools. So if you want to support the cause, kindly reach out to us, or maybe you can just send your donation to 07 14 14 6940, because remember, if you donate even 100 shillings, you are able to feed one person. So with 100 shillings, we will ensure we do at least a sack garden. Each sack will carry 3 seedlings in it. So 3 seedlings, if grow, then it is able to feed at least maybe 3 or 4 people in that family. And then now again, the same is going to support the small business people, the mama mboga. So mama mboga hatakuwa anaenda sokoni kuleta stock ya mboga, but atakuwa anachuna pale mboga kwa shamba yake, then anasell. That one is going to increase the profit, and then will make the business to grow even more faster, so that at least we can have a community where people can take their care of themselves, and then we try to fight the hunger. We have zero hunger, so that at least every family are able to put food on the table. So kindly just reach out to us with any support that you might have. Anything, even 1 bob, 10 bob, 20 bob, 100 shillings, will be able to change someone's life at the end of the day.
Thank you so much for that clarification. To me, what I can say is that this is Chembo Media. For more information, kindly contact us. Go to YouTube, Chembo Media platform. You subscribe there, comment, like, share, Facebook, all the platforms, social media platform, we are there. Be the first to know. Today, we were with Mercy. That is Ziba Pengo Initiative. Tomorrow, it's gonna be you. Keep on tuning. Any question, just write there. We will attend to it immediately. Thank you so much for listening, for watching, for tuning in to Chembo Media. My name is Peter Achieng.